If this video can hit 1,000 likes, I will live for a week with the iPhone 4S. Alright, fine. I'll do it. I'll switch to the iPhone 4S for an entire week. Hey, how's it going? I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and in March I made the dumbest decision possible in saying that if my video on the iPhone 4S got 1,000 likes, I would live with it for an entire week. That was a horrible idea, and I've been putting it off for way too long, but now, unfortunately, it's time to do this. And I really don't want to. That video actually got 7,000 likes somehow, which I'm just glad I phrased it the way I did and don't have to live with it for 7 weeks. Seriously though, you guys are awesome, or at least 7,000 of you are. I'm not looking forward to this at all, but I felt like I really did need to follow through with my promise, because, I mean, I promised it. I thought about pushing this video to 2019, but I'm gonna be having a pretty busy start to the year as is, with university and stuff starting for me, so I didn't really want to add any unneeded stress. So now is when I'm gonna be living with the iPhone 4S for an entire week. So what do I mean by that? Well, my SIM card is going to go into the 4S, and everything I would do on the iPhone XS, I need to try to do on the 4S. Texting, emailing, Twitter, Instagram, anything you would use a phone for, I'll be using the 4S for. So that's fun. I've actually done this before. Some of you may remember about a year ago me living with the iPhone 4S. It was tough, but not as tough as it's going to be this time around, as back then I only switched from an iPhone 6 to it. This time I'm switching from the iPhone XS. A little bit of a downgrade, I would say, but that's fine. I'm ready to go, and I wanted to let you all know that this was happening this week. This video is being posted on the first day of my tribulation, and I'll try to get the full video explaining how the week went done as soon as possible. If you want to keep up with everything during the week, you can follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at 91_tech. I'll be posting a lot, probably mostly complaining, but still should be a fun time. And going off of that, let's go into the setup process for all this. Unfortunately, it wasn't as easy as it was for me last time. I actually had to jump through some hoops to get the 4S even running. Now, originally I wanted to do this on the same phone I used last year, my white 8GB iPhone 4S. Now, it sucked last year. 8 gigs really sucked, but it worked because the phone was locked to Bell, which at the time was my carrier. Fast forward a year and Bell isn't my carrier anymore. I've actually made the switch to Freedom Mobile. These are all Canadian carriers, by the way, if you don't recognize them. So the 4S was locked to Bell, but I wasn't lost yet, because luckily in Canada it is now law that carriers have to unlock your phone if you ask them to. So that was easy enough to do. However, another problem spawned from this. My SIM card still didn't work. I was getting no service for no apparent reason, no matter where I was and what I was doing. And as you can probably assume, this really isn't ideal for my main driving smartphone. Okay, so there's something wrong with this 4S. I'm gonna have to use a different one. By the way, this is part of the reason I've had to push this for so long. I didn't really know what to do, but I thought of something. I have a ton of 4Ss, I just do. This white one here, that isn't gonna work with my SIM card. I have 2 on iOS 5 for some reason, 1 on iOS 7 for some reason, and 1 on iOS 8.2 for some reason. And that last one there intrigued me. Now, if you didn't know, you can actually downgrade your iPhone 4S to iOS 8 relatively easily. In fact, yesterday I posted a video on how to do it if you're curious, link in the description. You can also downgrade to iOS 6, which I explained in a different video quite a while ago, link also in the description. I considered just going straight to iOS 6 as it would be very interesting to see how well it works in the modern world, but I ultimately decided against it. And the reason for that is because I've been recommending for a long time now that you should downgrade your iPhone 4S to iOS 8. Now, there are very few people out there still with an iPhone 4S, but I want to practice what I preach. I want to give iOS 8 a shot and see if it really is a better alternative to iOS 9, because while you're getting faster speeds, you're getting less support. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the iPhone 4S on iOS 8. Now, I know a lot of you probably would like to see me use iOS 6 for a week, and I get that, and I would like to do it, so I might end up doing it on either my iPhone 5 on iOS 6 4S, or on the 4S on iOS 6, so we'll see what happens. Maybe let me know which you'd prefer in the comments. Now I am cheating a little bit with this as my 4S is on iOS 8.2. Why is using iOS 8.2 cheating? Well, you can't actually downgrade to that, only to 8.4.1. The main difference between the two versions is the music icon changed, and I also think that's when Apple Music came in, and there's also a better jailbreak for iOS 8.2, as in it's untethered, if that means anything to you. So with that in mind, I think it's still pretty fair for me to use this phone, as I really don't want to go out and buy another iPhone 4S. I think I have enough at this point. But, of course, there's another problem here. This iPhone is locked to TELUS, of course it is. Luckily, my home and native land is Canada again, so I can just unlock it pretty easily and for free, which is always nice. Once I've done that, I can finally pop the SIM card in, and it doesn't fit. The iPhone 4S was actually the last iPhone to use micro SIM cards before the 5 moved over to nano SIM cards. So basically this means the 4S uses bigger SIM cards. Just my luck. Also just my luck, I have a little adapter, so I just popped my 10S SIM card into that, and then the whole thing into the iPhone 4S. Definitely better than my ghetto solution last year. And voila, we have bars, or actually dots. I forgot iOS ever did this. It looks really ridiculous. I definitely prefer the bars to these dots. Yikes. Regardless, we're up and running finally, which means I can no longer use my iPhone 10. Oh shoot. It's gonna be a really long week. With that, I think I'm pretty much done for this video. There isn't much to say here. It's more of an announcement than anything. There's going to be a full video coming soon on living with the iPhone 4S. I'm not really looking forward to this week, but it's gonna happen, and if you want to keep up, you can follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. If you're appreciating the pain that I'm about to put myself through, maybe hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content just like this. With all that being said, and without further ado, I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and I will see you all next time.